This is the brand new Ari Cascade Peak. Hey everyone, welcome to another adventure with MinerBiker. I'm here at Fish Lake, riding the Fish Lake Lakeshore trail, which I've done many times, videoed a few times, but today is extra special because it is my first ride on my newest bike. This is the brand new Ari Cascade Peak. Cascade Peak is not a new bike to the lineup, but this is the newly redesigned, reconfigured, different geometry, different frame layup, everything. It's an aluminum bike. This is the Ari Cascade Peak, the new version, 135 millimeter mid-travel alloy trail bike. I've got a RockShox Deluxe Ultimate rear shock, and I'm running 150 millimeter travel MRP ribbon air fork on the front. We got Stan's rims laced onto Onyx Vesper hubs for silent instant engagement. On the rear, got a SRAM GX Eagle 12-speed drivetrain with 165 millimeter cranks and 32-tooth oval chainring and Pedaling Innovations catalyst pedals. We've got 4-piston TRP brakes on 180 millimeter rotors front and rear, 170 millimeter travel dropper post with an ergon saddle. I've got 760 millimeter Trail 1 bars with a 40 millimeter raw aluminum stem, and that is about it. Sweet little bike. Yep, super stoked to be having a mid-travel aluminum trail bike in my little fleet again. And what better way to test it out than to bring it up here and ride the wild and wonderful and beautiful Fish Lake Lakeshore Trail. So that is what we are here doing. So we'll jump back to where I started at the southwest corner of the lake and bring you along for the ride here, testing out this new bike. All right, starting off a ride here on the southwest corner of the lake. Trying to see what this new little Cascade Peak can do. This ride will definitely test it out. I need a little more air in the rear shock now that I've got 2 water bottles, a 3-liter bladder with me. Pump the shock up a little bit more. I already feel it's definitely a much shorter wheelbase, more nimble bike than the LSL is for sure. Bike feels amazing on this kind of techie flat trail. Feels fantastic on it. might have to put some internal cable dampening foam in it, unlike my carbon LaSalle that has full internal cable tubing. I think on this aluminum, the cables are still kind of loose inside of there. That's not too big a deal because I got the foam tubing. You can run your internal cables inside of in the frame. Keep it quiet. They're a little bit of a hassle to put in, but they're worth it. Keep things quiet. Such a pretty stretchy trail along here through all the aspens and pines. I'm gonna find out here pretty quick how good this bike climbs. Had some crazy thunderstorms a couple weeks ago. Even though the trees had already been cleared off a lot of these trails, there's a bunch of new ones got knocked down. Full bike definitely pedals good. Alright, now we're kind of on top. I'm not done with the climbing yet. We're up that big main climb, but it still does some decent climbing from here still before we actually get to our high point. That bike feels good. Pedals very well. Back tire I got on that came off my Signal Peaks, pretty worn. Definitely not as much traction as I could have back there. We'll finish wearing it out and we'll change it out. Overall, climbing up that bike felt really good. Felt really good on the more flat kind of traversing tech before the climb as well. Now we're more or less at the high point. Woo! A little bit of up and down still here on the top. No more major climbing. Woo! That was a grunt to get up here. First real good overlook of the lake. Oh, it's so pretty up here. Up here, actually a fairly nice cool breeze. It feels wonderful. This little stretch right through here through all these thick little aspens is always so pretty. Oh, you get a little descent down through the forest. Now we descend all the way back down to the lake. Good little bike, oh yeah. Whoa, that's a big tree. This is probably the best bike I've ever ridden for this kind of stuff. I need just enough travel, but not too much. Aggressive enough geometry, but not too aggressive. Holy crap, that's a good one. That's too bad. This little rock garden spot right here is a good spot to ride down. That's gonna need a chainsaw to clear that one. Whew, now we're down the descent. As anyone who's either ridden this trail or seen my other videos from it knows, now that we're down the descent, it actually gets harder, not easier. Because now it's just as technical, but you don't have gravity to help pull you through it. creek up in my headset area. A brand new bike shakedown ride on this kind of terrain. One little creak in the headsets. Little hand comes up. That's not too bad. Boy, this thing is good at that stuff. Combination of the 29er wheels, the kind of middle ground, very well balanced geometry and amount of travel, short wheelbase. I'd say based on this ride so far, this is the best bike I've had for that kind of pedally, techie riding. Where enduro bikes, too much travel and inefficient pedaling. Cross-country bike doesn't have enough travel, gets overwhelmed. Strikes such a good balance with this. I've never got that spot without at least dabbing a foot for a split second. Wow. Oh my word. That one spot, I never got that without at least dabbing a foot. That was cool. Oh. Alright, we made it through the techie stretch there. Dang, I am super impressed with how well this bike did through all that. There's a few spots there where it definitively felt and did better than any other bike I've ever rode this on. Which is pretty much exactly what I was really hoping for with this bike. I was wanting something that would strike a really good balance, fill the pretty big gap between my fat bike, my hardtail, and even the Signal Peak that I had, and the LaSalle. Even with the Signal Peak, there's still a gap, a big gap between it and the LaSalle. Where the LaSalle was overkill for a lot of my ride, and definitely not optimal for like this kind of stuff. But the Signal wasn't. The Signal would get overwhelmed. Couldn't quite handle it. Just feels like it. strike such a good balance there for that kind of stuff. So awesome. A lot of why I wanted to bring it up here for its shakedown ride was to confirm and hopefully confirm my hopes of it being such a good bike for what I do, and it's definitely done that. Graham cows, nobody wants you here. Come on by you. Hey horses.
Ride all the way around the lake?
Yep. Pretty good, quite a few trees down. Yeah. Oh, it's gorgeous right there crossing Jorgensen Creek. West side of the lake's definitely a little different than the east side. Both very pretty, but completely different types of trail and riding. Slap those asses. I think it's more the asses slapping me than me slapping them. Good, this is getting a little overgrown. Somebody's been over here brushing it out. Woo! A windy. Taking the Bowery bypass loop that takes you around the backside of Bowery Haven Resort, where the main Lakeshore Trail brings you right through it, right through their marina area. Out here the Pelican Canyon Trail heads up to the right. Just takes us to Bowery. Now you can ride Pelican Canyon again. I haven't done that one for a few years. Super fun. Pretty wild descent. Oh, so good, so pretty. back on the main lake shore. Hey, you guys know these trails are not motorized, right?
Oh, safe.
Just so you know. Excuse me, sir. Thank you. It's just me. Busy day at the lake. Not surprising. Made me jump. Whoop, whoop. Oh, so good. Perfect maiden voyage for this bike. Especially since this is exactly the type of riding I envision this bike doing a lot of. Alrighty folks, there you have it for the maiden voyage of the new Ari Cascade Peak, looping Fish Lake Lakeshore Trail. Absolutely perfect ride to shake down this bike on, because like I said, this bike's gonna do a lot of riding like that. Just the LaSalle's overkill, and the amount of travel I have sometimes gets in the way on that kind of riding. Hardtail and even the Signal Peak I had definitely can't quite hold their own against that kind of tech very well. But that mid-travel bike, perfect balance of geometry and the amount of travel and everything. There is several spots where I know for sure this bike did better than any bike I've ever ridden, and there are certainly no parts that other bikes have done better, except for maybe some of the steep chunky stuff. Yeah, well, LaSalle's gonna do better on, but overall this bike perfect for that kind of riding, which is exactly the kind of riding I got it for. So super stoked on it. Fish Lake Lakeshore Trail is always fun too. Definitely a wild, tough ride, especially that northeast section. Make sure to check out the video from a couple years ago where I sessioned that whole thing to clean that entire section of trail. Got everything on it. It was absolutely brutal. That's the only time I've ever cleaned everything on that, but hey, I did it at least once. So make sure to check out that video, and any others will be linked in the cards. And thanks for watching. Make sure to check out Ari Bikes. Check out the new Cascade Peak and all their other stuff. Awesome bikes, awesome company. So yeah, thanks for watching. Leave us a comment down below, like that hit button, subscribe if you haven't already, and keep digging up new places to ride and adventure in the great outdoors on your own power is always the best.